Okay. And with me tonight, I have Dana. Dana, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dana Christensen. I've been in Young Living 14 years. I am a gold, almost platinum. hope to be platinum in August. And I'm helping Christina tonight with these business meetings.
We also have Sandy Roush joining us, who has been an integral part of this course that we've been training you in. She's on vacation right now, so she's just going to sit back like a little mouse in her house and watch. But I know that if she has something she wants to share, she'll jump right in. So tonight, Dana and I have discussed opening it up for you guys for questions and answers, because I think that we're at an integral part of this training where, if you've been listening to the training up to this point, you probably do have some questions. We can run through it real quick just to cover some of the stuff that we've already covered. So let me just bring this up. We're going to go through this very, very quickly. If you doubt something, doubt your limits. There are no limits to what you can do. We asked you to find your why. Why is this of interest to you? Why will Young Living help you? Why is this important? And why do I desire something different? We asked you about your why. We gave you our why and had a few tears with that as well. By deciding what it is that you desire and fixing your mind on that goal every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed, you will attract to yourself the forces, the people, the circumstances of life which will harmonize with the thought and give you the emotion that you need in order to move forward. It will give you a burning desire. It will turn into an obsession. It is what it will take to create the plans, to overcome fear, and to step out into a world of your own making. So everyone here tonight, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to assume big time that you're here because you want to share Young Living with others. And so that's your choice today, that you want more than anything else to commit to doing Young Living as a business. We talked about different oils that can help kind of calm you. There's not a Royal Crown Diamond that I haven't seen on stage, either on Diamond Bound or speaking at convention, that doesn't use Valor before they get on stage. And that's the truth. So here are some other calming oils that we talked about. We talked about becoming a product of the product. We talked about sharing the product. It is simple. You share a movie with others. You share a good product. What did somebody share with me the other day? This morning, Ashley was sharing that she got some flower essences, and she was doing a journey with flower essences. And it really kind of piqued my interest. I thought, oh, that sounds pretty cool. That's how we share the business. We share our enthusiasm about the products, and they're thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. So we have to find out more of what they're thinking. Always give yourself to others, and especially in the listening mode. We talked a little bit about the income potential, and I want to take a minute and have you really look at this right now. And I want to see if this solicits any questions. Maybe your question might be, is this for real? But I don't hear that question. It is for real. It is absolutely for real. And as a platinum, this is a for real number for me, for my income. That's for real. And as a goal, can you say, Dana, that that's a for real goal, or is your income higher than that?
Higher.
It's higher. And it's because she's got volume. She's just waiting on that one leg. And so I have a girlfriend who was a platinum for the longest time, and her volume got over 1 million. But because she didn't have that fifth leg, she didn't make diamond. So her check was probably about 25,000 to 32,000 a month. And she was a platinum. So it just all depends on if you have the legs or if you have the volume. And of course, we're not going to get into that unless you have a specific question on that tonight, but this is for real money. Are there any questions at all about the income potential? How would that change your life? What would you do differently than you're doing today? Okay. We talked about envision. This is where you need to dream. We talked about what lies before you and what lies behind you are tiny matters compared to what lies within you. You have the potential. What got me catapulted in this business was when I turned to my husband and I said, sweetheart, do you think I could do this? And he said, you can do anything you put your mind to. Do you think he said that to me because I'm unique? No, he said that to me because it's true for everyone. Of course, I didn't want to believe that it was true for everyone. I wanted it just to be true for me. But the fact is that everyone is unique and everyone has the ability to do it if they put their mind to it. And Dana, you can jump in at any time.
Okay.
We taught you how to be coachable. It's important that you come to these classes, that you're a part of our RISE class, that you do the homework, that you commit, that you are determined, that you make a plan and that you stick to it. This is the thing that many people don't seem to get. It just doesn't click. The light bulb doesn't come on. That this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. That this is a business. And most people are used to working for somebody else. So they're not used to taking the reins in their own hands and driving that team of horses to the destination. They're used to riding in the back of the cart that's being pulled by the horses. They're not leading the team. And what we're wanting you to understand is that you are a team leader. You can drive those horses. You don't have to ride in the back and listen to somebody else and, oh, by the way, go where they're leading the team. Maybe that's not where you want to go. Maybe if you had the reins, you'd go somewhere else. You'd go further. Or you'd go to where, more money is. You never know. You'd go to where your dreams are. But be coachable and know that this is all about growth, that we become better people. Terry Seacrest, my upline Royal Crown Diamond, told me one time, she said, learning network marketing is equivalent to a 4-year bachelor's degree. And I would probably venture to say that if you've been in as long as I have, I've probably gotten a double master's by now, if not a PhD, because I continue to learn. And I think that Dana's agreeing with me that, the knowledge. Now, I know Dana's got a lot of knowledge as far as physiology and anatomy and putting it to use in, and I mean, you all but have your ND, right? Your doctor of naturopathy. Aren't you going for that right now?
Yeah, traditional naturopathic doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, so her background is very extensive in the human body and how our products can heal that. She does the Zyto Elite. She does EVOX for emotional blocks and generational healing, transgenerational healing. She does, you were doing live and drive blood analysis at one time, right?
I was doing urine and saliva analysis, which shows mineral deficiencies and some organ just metabolic imbalances and how to clear that up.
And basically, you got into all of this because of Young Living.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband was ill at one time. You told your story, and you were searching for something that was going to help him, and somebody introduced you to Young Living, and lo and behold, look at all that you've accomplished. It's amazing when we look back, isn't it?
It is. I can't even imagine where we'd be at because we were going to doctors constantly and getting nowhere.
Getting nowhere.
I mean, I was taking good supplements too. I believed in supplements. We've always taken supplements, but these are different.
These are different. These are better. These are
I
better.
would like to speak to the being coachable because that's what changed everything for me is getting coaching and having somebody else to look at things with me with the constructive criticism. And I wasn't used to that. So I think that other people can, if they're in the same business and they're successful, if they work with us, they can point things out that we can do just to tweak things a little bit, in engine tuning, just tweaking things just a little bit can make the whole difference in how your car runs. And your business is the same way. Just changing one little thing or something you didn't notice that could be better. I think Carissa was on here. Having someone to run with, having someone to lock arms with and go for your rank is so important because it keeps us energized when we don't feel like doing the stuff. And we got to do the stuff to get to what we want. To get anything that you want, you got to do the stuff. And Carissa and her mom work together. They've been to Diamond Bound. They've been to a speakers training. We're going to Diamond Bound again. They do classes together. They have planning meetings together with their team. And they're both, Lisa's going to be gold this month. And I mean, they're doing amazing things because they have each other. And so I think for us, it's real important to have that person or those couple people. Like for me, it's Christina and Sandy. We help each other all the time. I know that I can ask them anything and I can ask them to look constructively at what I'm doing and give me pointers or tell me what they're inspired to share. And I think that's super important. So if you don't have that, that could be part of the energy, the lack of energy to get going or not being sure what to do. Let's lock you up, lock arms with a buddy. And if you don't know anybody, we'll find somebody for you. Just let us know that you'd like to have somebody to run with in your similar situation.
And they don't have to be in your backyard. I mean, you're about 3 or 4 hours from me, aren't you, Dana?
I'm 80 miles south of St. Louis, and then you're another, 40, 30?
You're 80 miles. I'm 18 miles from downtown St. Louis. So
yeah, so
100 miles. We're 100 miles apart. So it's not easy for me to just get in my car and go see Dana. I don't need to go get in my car and go see Dana because every single morning, Monday through Friday, Dana and myself and Sandy and Lisa Novak and Ashley Ecton and Jill Grover, huh? Yeah, we're all on there supporting one another. And it's 9:15 Central Standard Time and anybody can get on. The number is posted almost daily on the Diamond Miners. And I think it's posted daily on Sensational Living Room, which is Sandy's thing. And Dana, do you post it on your page as well?
I do. And if you send me a private message, if you want to be on, or Christina, and we'll put you in a chat group so you can get updates too if we happen to have technical difficulties and we switch numbers. That happens once in a while. I'll be traveling next week, so we're not sure what's going to happen then.
Yeah, it's I'll be traveling next week as well. So the point is that you have resources and you need to stay connected with people who are going to motivate you. And I mean, this once a week is good, but if you're wanting to do this as a business, say you're not working a full-time job and you want to do this as a business, then 40 hours a week is what you need to be putting into it. If you can, you know, if you've got 4 kids at home like Ashley does, well, 3 and 9/10. She's due in, she thinks she's going to come early, but she's probably due in about 2.5 weeks. And it's great to have all different ages and, you know, mamas and grandmas and all kinds of people who have had experience to connect with them. More of being coachable, personal development is imperative. If you're not doing personal development every single day, you're going to lose the beat. I'm just going to tell you right now. You have to be listening to something or reading something or doing some kind of work on developing who you are. Developing the definite, actually the divine purpose of your life. Some people use personal development time as their time to study the scriptures. Some people study the scriptures and integrate it with other types of personal development. Maybe Darren Hardy or Bob Proctor or courses that are out there like Martha. I don't know how to say her last name, but she's doing Young Living courses. She's got a course right now that guarantees that you'll make gold in 6 months or she'll give you your money back for that course. And evidently she's pretty good. I don't want to make gold. I'm already past that. I'm sure that she has things that everyone can learn from. So here's some resources. Conscious Rapport for Network Thriving by Marcella Von Harding. Reading the D. Gary Young, The World Leader in Essential Oils, that gives you inspiration. One of Dana's favorite mentors was Stacy Hall, and Chi to Be was one of the books that really catapulted her desire to do this as a business. Is that true, Dana?
Yeah, I won personal private coaching from her, and she's a New York Times bestselling author. She wrote Attracting Perfect Customers before Chi to Be, and she wanted coaches. So she put out a contest and I met all the criteria and entered, and I earned it. So I got $10,000 worth of coaching from her, and it was tough. I'll tell you, I've never been coached before. And for me to just even take that hour of time and carve out for myself and say no to everybody else around me, that was the hardest part. And I would just about be in tears because, you know, I was cramping everybody else's style around me because I'm self-sacrificing to everybody else, apparently. And apparently I'm back in that mode again. Anyway, she kicked my patootie and like pointed out things that I was doing and why things were happening the way they were around me and how it could be better, how it could be different, how I could open up channels of communication with people that I was in relationships with so that they understood where I needed to be and what I needed from them. And I had never been empowered like that before. And even just, you know, visualizing what I wanted, not taking things personal. If somebody else has a breakdown, it's not about me. It's about them, and how can I hold the space for them to come back to where they need to be. And it was just amazing. It was a whole amazing experience. And I still use what I learned today. Still, it's just a part of second nature.
Yes, and it's important that we get those kinds of training. And they are out there. They're just out there in many, many different forms. You just have to seek or, you know, ask the question, well, what training do you think I should start with? And we're going to, you know, guide you into that right direction. Now, for those of you who did not start our RISE training, you can do that training on your own. You just download the RISE workbook. It looks like this from your virtual office. It's free. You print it off on your printer and you start going through it. And it will tell you step by step you know, how to create a solid foundation, the sharing system, building your community, preparing an awe-inspiring story. What is your why? The same things that we're teaching you here. And we're actually getting the information that we're teaching you here from Oil Share Repeat. And you can get this book. This book is from inspiredsharing.com. Other things that we read that are personal development. I mean, my desk is full of stuff. This is Eric Worre's Go Pro, 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. If you want to do network marketing, you better know what you're doing. And the only way you're going to find out is by getting training and stretching, expanding who you are. Okay, so that's personal development. And then, of course, you're going to have health goals, see yourself in a healthy body, act as if, you know, do something for yourself. Today, you know, I walk every day. I walk 5 miles every day. I watch my diet. I had a massage today. I go to the chiropractor. I take care of myself because I have a minimum of another 30 years that I'm going to be training every Thursday night. So just be ready, right? Get your health right so that you can keep joining me for the next 30 years. And I'll be 97. How old will you be?
He'll be 91.
Okay, so whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. We talked about sharing and the different ways of sharing. And you know, it's funny because Tamara was talking to me the other day and I think she was asking about, you know, Facebook pages and to start a Facebook page. And I said, well, if you don't have a group, you know, how are you planning on driving traffic to this Facebook page? And we talked about that on this very lesson, I remember. The thing is that I built this business without using social media. What I use social media for is to keep my team together. My Diamond Miners page is completely separate from my Christina Rose Campbell page. And that Diamond Miners is focused 100% on the people already in my organization. You can't be a part of that group unless you're a member of my organization or you're a really close friend and we're sharing information like Sandy and Dana and a couple. I got some cross line on there only because I want to help them and they're helping me. So it's a give and take. But predominantly a group educational or business Facebook page is for your team. And if you don't have a team, you don't need a page. Bring them to an existing page where they're going to get fed. And then when you hit silver or you hit gold and you feel like you want to break away and start focusing just on your team, that's when you start a page. Now, there are other ways of soliciting for members on social media, but I'm telling you right now that I'm not an expert in that area. We do have somebody, I think, a couple of ladies on our accountability call at 9:15, and they've been sharing a lot of things about how to use Instagram and stories and Messenger and getting involved in other groups of like mind and having side conversations with the people in those groups. And I asked Lee, I think last week, if she wouldn't mind coming on a Thursday night and teaching us a little bit about how she uses Instagram. And she said, sure. And she's very humble. She's like, I really don't know that much. And she just speaks one paragraph and it's way more than I ever knew about Instagram. So she's got a lot of great information. The main thing is talking to people, whether it be one-on-one or in Messenger, because if you're going to use Facebook, you're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to call them out in a private message and talk to them. Because unless you close them, you'll never have them as a member on your team. So don't change how you communicate with others. Just communicate. And then we talked a little bit about more social media, and Sandy actually covered this very well on social media and 8 tips. If you want to have a review on this, go back to this particular Thursday night lesson. And I don't remember what number it was, but I would say it was probably 2 or 3. It was probably number 2 or 3. And she just says, how many times you post, you know, she was giving you some really great information. Cold to close, 9 steps on cold to close, how to close in social media interest groups. We talked about one-on-ones at the kitchen table. We talked about talking compliantly, responding to non-compliant questions. Is anything coming up in your mind right now that you need clarity on?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Oh, we talked about hot words. Be careful when you're talking on social media, especially. Do not use any of these words. Fever, flu, inflammation, migraine, allergies, pain. You cannot use the word pain unless you're talking about OTC, pain relieving products of Young Living, like our pain cream. You could use the word pain there. More on compliance. We talked about workshops and events. We said that all friendships need cultivation, and this is true. And boy, I'll tell you, this has been a real boost for me. Training you guys every Thursday night on business has really encouraged me to step up my own game. I think, you know, even and I'm not at the top, but even when you're making a good income, it's very, very easy to become complacent and to become satisfied with, you know, with a good, healthy income. But then you have to remind yourself of what your why is. And then you have to remind yourself that, oh, by the way, I need to get in touch with people who may need this. And I have had such great results just since I've been teaching you guys, reconnecting with people I haven't connected with since 2010, 2011, 2012. And, you know, I used to think that, oh my gosh, they're gonna, you know, if I call them, I haven't talked to them for like 8 years. If I call them, what are they gonna think? Are they gonna, you know, are they gonna not want to talk to me because they fell out 8 years ago and I never did do anything? I just kind of let them go by the wayside. I'll tell you what, it's been nothing but good. It's been nothing but good. One couple, I talked to him for 2 hours the other day. They re-signed with a kit. She wanted the kit right away. So tomorrow they're coming out to spend the afternoon with us. And she's going to pick up her kit from here, although I've already ordered her kit. And I told her that we were just going to ship it back here because it's going to take about 2 weeks. Right now, the shipping on kits is about 2 weeks, just to let you know. And Dana, I appreciate you sharing that with me about the problems that they were having at the Tennessee warehouse. So Young Living had a contractor contracted for the warehouse, and they were not doing the job. So Young Living had to go down there and straighten that out and get a good team in. And so we're still backlogged with shipping. In fact, my granddaughter, Shelly, ordered her ER on the 14th of June, and she got it yesterday. That's 6 weeks. Now, I'm saying this only because we have to be flexible, guys. And that's why I like having a flip kit. If you have a flip kit, you can get that kit in their hands right away. Dana, would you explain what a flip kit is? I don't think some people know what that is.
So a flip kit is a starter kit that you have whenever you have someone that would like to enroll. If you're in person with them, you can give them that kit, and then when you place their order, you change the ship to address to your own. And so when their kit comes, it comes to you instead because they've gotten a kit that you had in inventory. And you can't order on Essential Rewards, but you can go into a regular shop order and purchase a print. You go into the starter kits, there's a little tab for starter kits, and you can order it from that point. It's the same price. And so I built my business that way. Back when I was running for silver, Young Living used to give us 10 kits on consignment. And I had always, as people they want it right now. And if you've got it right there and you can say, you can have this right now, they're going to get it. And then I go a step further and I say, if you hate it, if what I'm telling you is not true for you and you hate it, I'll buy it back from you. I have no problem with that. I use everything in there. You don't like it, I'll buy it back.
Did that ever happen to you?
Never.
Never.
Mm-mm.
I had a woman, I have to tell this story. I feel like Tom Wolsheim. He loves to tell stories. And,
Yeah.
so I had this class for St. Elizabeth's. I was teaching 80 nurses, and I was doing a basic 101 essential oils class. And afterwards, Kenneth was out in the hallway with order forms, and we signed up 13 new members that day. Of those members, Jillian was one of them, and Mary Webster was another one. Well, it was so Jillian actually used your oils, and she actually started building a business, and Jillian has made the rank of silver, and she continues to grow her teams. Mary, on the other hand, I never followed up with her, and I never got in touch with her. Now, this is the key that I want you to understand. You must follow up with these people. If you sign them up 6 months ago, a year ago, 18 months ago, 24 months ago, call them tomorrow. Call them tomorrow and see how they're doing. Ask them if they're loving their oils. Ask them what their favorite oil is. Just call them. I never called Mary. So 7 years later, she calls me and she said, "Is this Chris Campbell?" And I said, "It is." And she said, "You probably don't remember me. My name is Mary Webster." She says, "But I have this kit and I don't know what to do with it. And so I was wondering if you'd buy it back from me." And I said, "Where do you live?" And she said, "Oh, I live in O'Fallon." Well, I live in O'Fallon. She was just like down, not too far. She's maybe 2.5 miles from me. And I said, "Are you home today?" And she said, "I work from home. I'm a nurse, and I work from home, but making care calls, like, to find out if people, I don't know, change their wound or their bandage or whatever, taking their medication." And she said, so I said, "Well, do you mind if I come over?" And she said, No. She says, "I'm not dressed up fancy." I said, "I've got a t-shirt and jeans on and no makeup." She said, "Fine, come on over." So I went over and I began to go through the kit with her, each oil. And back in the day, they didn't have a diffuser that went with that kit. So we went through each oil and she said, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." She said, "Would you be willing to come back tomorrow and share this information with my sisters?" And I said, "Oh, sure, I'd be glad to. What time?" She said, "Well, like the same time you came over today." So we did. She had 3 people. We signed them all up. She said, "Can you come back the next day? Because I've got some other friends that I want you to tell about these oils too." And to this day, Mary Webster, we had to re-up Mary Webster because reactivate her because you see she hadn't ordered in 7 years. And so I got her so excited that she wanted a new kit. So when I reactivated her, I reactivated her under Jillian because Jillian was a nurse And of course, they didn't really know each other. They were just all there for this symposium. But I put the nurses together. Well, Mary Webster is a silver today and has really helped Jillian's OGV and her business to grow. And they do a wonderful job, both of them. But this is the thing. If you sell them a kit, follow up with them, because this could have happened 7 years prior to all of this. But I didn't do my job. One of the things that that we were going to talk about tonight, let me just run down here real quick.
My first silver
Uh-huh.
actually had bought a kit from somebody else. It wasn't a starter kit. It was everyday oils kit. And it sat on the chair in her bedroom for a year. And the girl never followed up with her on how to use it. And she hadn't even opened it. Ended up getting connected with me. And I said, well, I do home parties. Do you want me to do one for you? I have some friends over. And she's my biggest leg. And I have, she's almost gold. And there's 3 silvers under her, or 4, 5, 6. 6 of them, I think. And all because that could have been this other person's team, but it's all mine, because she didn't teach her how to open her oils and use them. So it's important to follow up with people.
You have to. So a good rule of thumb is, when you sign someone up, and if you've already signed somebody up, you can backpedal a little bit. It's okay. You're just going to follow this rule of thumb. When you sign somebody up, write down on your calendar the day that you sign them up, and go 10 days ahead of that and call them. Say, call Amy. 10 days before that, she bought a kit. It's going to take 7 to 10 days for her to get her kit if she didn't get a flip kit from you. Now, if she got a flip kit from you, then I want you to follow up. Once you physically give her the kit, I want you to ask her, when can we get together and talk about the oils in your kit? You could maybe do it that day, or, she might be busy. It might be in a couple of days. From the time that you explain those oils in that kit to her, put down another 7 days on your calendar and follow up and ask her if she has any questions, if she's had any issues, if she what's going on, how did she like the oils? You want her to know that you're customer service, number one. But number two, if she didn't dilute something that maybe she's having a reaction to, you need to be there for her or him and find out what is it that they need help in. Maybe they don't need help, but at least you're saying, hey, how you doing? We're thinking about you. You see this number, this second bullet here, I learned the hard way. Take it from us. That's kind of what we're sharing with you right now. That other person that Dana, that had signed up, that person that Dana got, she learned the hard way. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, I worked with her for a month and a half, and then somebody came in and signed her up. Why do you think that happened? Does anybody have an idea? Does anybody on this call have an idea?
Because you didn't follow up?
Because they didn't follow up.
They didn't ask.
They didn't ask. I think that's Nancy. Was that Nancy?
Yeah.
Yep, they didn't ask. That's exactly right. If you don't ask for the sale, somebody else will. Somebody else will. What are you afraid of? Dana, I've got these oils, and I've told you about them. Are you ready to get started? That's all you have to say. And Dana's going to give you 1 or 2 answers. Yes or no. Yes or no. It's that easy. This is not like you have to walk a tight wire without a net underneath. Yes or no. If she said, well, yeah, but Listen to her rebuttal. What is her but? I don't get paid until Friday. Not a problem. I'll call you Friday.
There's a really good way to handle that too that I've learned, and it's Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to saying yes to getting your kit now?
Oh,
1 being no, 10 being yes.
It's a 9.8. I just don't have the money right now.
Okay. Or if you just said, it's 8, I could say, well, what can I do to make that a 10? And you could say, well, I just need the more money.
I need to get paid.
Yeah. So when could I get back with you? When will you have the money, and we'll go ahead and make this happen?
Or why don't I take your information now and then I'll put it in on payday? How would that work for you?
Even better.
Even better.
I just want to say, Christina, that works a lot of times for me, is to complete the paperwork first, or complete the paperwork and tell them, when do you want me to put this through? You girls are doing such a great job tonight. I just want to say thank you. You are really pouring it out from your heart tonight. And this is all meat and potatoes, folks. Really, really, really good stuff.
That's all you have to do is ask for the sale. And I think this is where most people fail. And it's because they have fear. They're afraid of rejection. The thing is that this is not personal. This is not personal. They're not rejecting you. They're never rejecting you. You're their friend. They're just saying, I don't have the money right now. And if that's not the reason, then they're not sold. In other words, you haven't told them enough or asked them what their specific health issue is. You haven't honed in on what it is that they need. Does that make sense?
And how do you find that out?
You have to ask questions. So Dana, I understand that you were mentioning that your husband had some health issues, but did you have any health issues?
Oh, well, I, carry around an extra 20 pounds all the time. I'd really like to get rid of, and I'm stressed out a lot, and I get this terrible indigestion.
Oh, well, that's what Digize is good for. Have you ever had acid reflux then? Do you ever get acid reflux?
Oh, it's horrible. I'm like drinking milk and Tums and nothing works. It's awful.
And Pepto-Bismol?
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'll do anything. When I have heartburn, it's like, yeah. Whatever I can get to put in my mouth to make it stop.
Well, I will tell you that Digize, you can put 1 drop under your tongue. You can put 1 drop in a glass of water. You can put 1 or 2 drops over your belly, and the heartburn is gone within minutes.
I got to have that.
Absolutely. So we're going to get you hooked up, Dana. We're going to get you hooked up because it comes in the kit. And then you were talking about weight loss. Well, one of the great oils that are in the kit are Citrus Fresh. It's Citrus Fresh. And I love Citrus Fresh because it helps curb the appetite. It has spearmint in it, so it helps the thyroid. It helps curb the appetite, and it's great in water. So you've got to have Citrus Fresh, and it has all these other things in it. So
that sounds fabulous.
Is that enough to get you started?
Well, if I can get rid of my heartburn and I can curb my appetite, I think that'll help a lot.
Absolutely.
With my stress level too.
And to give you an example, it was 1 oil that got Jillian, and Jillian was on here, but I don't know if she jumped off. It was 1 oil that got Jillian to buy that kit. And that oil was Peace and Calming because I made this statement. So do you have kids that are just running around like little crazy human beings and you just want them to calm down? She wasn't even interested in the oils. But when I said kids and crazy together in one sentence, she was focused, laser focused on what I had to say. And that was the reason she bought the kit, because she wanted to get her kids calmed down. And she couldn't believe the difference. It changed her world. She had 3 kids. I think when I met Jillian, her kids are like 2 years apart, and she's got 3 of them. So they were like, Kira was probably 3, and then 5, and then 7. And they were just driving her crazy. But oils changed her world. So you have to find what it is that will change their world. All right. So you have goals, and your members have goals. And we can help you achieve those goals. I want to know tonight, who wants to do this as a business? I want you to say, I'm in, and I want to hear your voice.
I'm in.
Okay, I heard Tambra is in. I heard Eileen is in. Who else? Come on. Come on, just unmute yourself. You can do it.
I'm in.
Okay, Sandy. You don't count. No, I'm just
We know you're in.
we know you're in. I mean, she's
We know
old.
you're in.
Come on. Anybody else in? Come on.
I'm all in, hell or high waters.
Oh, that sounds like Kevin.
Yes.
That's great. Kevin's all in. All right. Who else is in? Who else is in? You can do it. You can say it. I think your Carissa must have fell off.
She was cooking in the kitchen, and
Okay.
she asked if she could join without her video or without talking.
Answering any revealing questions like, are you all in? Okay.
She's all in.
So we've got some all-in people, and I really, really appreciate them. Okay, we've went about 48 minutes. Did you have anything that you wanted to add, Dana?
I think I've said everything that came to my mind, but it was super good. I really appreciate the ideas, because you know what? I had a girl that wanted to sign up this week, and I talked to her on Monday, and she had to wait till she got paid at the end of this week, and I could have done her paperwork. I didn't even think about that, guys. So I've been doing this 14 years. So thank you.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this, is that we learn from each other, and we constantly learn. You're never going to have all the answers. You're never going to remember everything there is to remember. But the more you hear it, the more it becomes a part of you, and the more you can inculcate it into who you are. So that as a professional network marketer, as a Young Living CEO, you will be able to bring in the people and gain rank and have a successful business. Yes, I'd be glad to send you the list of books. Eileen, I'll send you that list.
Thank you.
Yes. In fact, what I can do is we have a list here, and I will take that list, and you can copy it out of the, where is that list? Out of the chat box. And that's just a few things to start with. I mean, there's so many. There's so many books that I can recommend to you. What we need to do, Eileen, is we need to get together and just have a phone conversation, right?
Yes, we do.
I'm glad to see you on now.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Well, you've had, another job. How's your job going?
Still the same. Still working same hours, but from home, which is good. So I'm able to watch the baby.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but we are moving because Caleb is getting out of the Navy in January. So around like November, we're gonna move out of Virginia. So I'm not gonna have a job. That's why I have been focusing on my Young Living business.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Where do you think you'll be moving to?
We're thinking about Texas, but we'll see where he gets his job at. So we'll see.
All right, that's great. Okay, any other questions? Any other comments? Anything, concerns? You know, I know that there's things going on in those little minds of yours. Contact all the people you know. Tell them how excited you are about Young Living. They'll listen to you. Then find out what they need. How are their health concerns? You're very welcome. You know, and that's where it starts. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's like riding a bike. Remember when you first started riding a bike? Do you remember that you couldn't keep it upright? But you didn't stop trying to ride the bike. You kept getting on it every day until mama or daddy eventually let go of that back fender and you were taking off on your own. Well, we're here to help guide you in those first few weeks of learning to ride your bike. That's what we're here for. And then it's going to be smooth sailing. As a matter of fact, you may even rank up to a motorcycle. You never know. All right, guys, I think we're going to end it tonight. We love you. Thank you for being on.
Thanks.
This is recorded, so it'll be back in the YouTube area. Talk to you later.
Christina, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, Milana.
Can I meet you when you're here in Utah? I am in Utah.
We're going to be in Cedar City.
Will you be going through Salt Lake City?
No, we'll be flying into Vegas, and we're 3 hours from, do you know where Cedar City is? It's 3 hours from Salt Lake.
Okay.
Now, if you want to drive all the way down to Cedar City, Milana, I would love to meet you.
Thank you.
It's about 3 hours, yeah. But thank you for asking. Maybe we can meet another time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.